Struggling to get things done, no matter how hard you try. It's like you're drowning in tasks, yet somehow nothing seems to move forward. Productivity advice is everywhere, but let's be honest, most of it just doesn't stick. In this video, we're diving into 5 productivity principles that actually work. And we're taking notes from none other than Ayano Koji, the quiet masterminds from Classroom of the Elite. His approach may look effortless, but it's grounded in powerful, science-backed strategies that can change the way you operate. These principles aren't just theories. They're rooted in neuroscience, designed to help you laser focus, cut through distractions, and finally check off those goals that have been haunting you. No gimmicks, no fluff, just practical methods you can start applying today. We're talking about real results, not just feel-good advice. Stick around, because the last principle will flip the way you look at productivity entirely. If you're tired of chasing endless hacks and want to start using what truly works, this is the video for you. Let's dive in. Here are 5 productivity principles that'll make sure you actually get things done. The Ayano Koji Way. Things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things which matter least. The idea of eliminating tasks rather than just prioritizing them is not new. Think of it like a filter for your to-do list, where only the most crucial items get through. When you're overwhelmed with things to do, it's easy to trick yourself into believing that you're being productive just by staying busy. But as productivity expert Tim Ferriss says, being busy is a form of laziness, lazy thinking, and indiscriminate action. Real productivity comes from focusing only on tasks that truly move you closer to your goals. The science supports this approach too. Our brains are wired to handle just a few important tasks at a time. When you're juggling multiple tasks, the brain's prefrontal cortex has to keep switching focus, which depletes mental energy and reduces your ability to perform well. Studies have shown that when we're spread too thin, productivity can drop by up to 40% due to task switching costs. That's why eliminating unnecessary tasks is more effective than merely trying to organize them better. It allows you to direct all your energy and mental resources towards what genuinely matters. This is where the 80-20 rule or Pareto principle comes into play. The principle states that 80% of results come from just 20% of your efforts. This is exactly how Ayano Koji operates. He doesn't waste energy on tasks that won't get him closer to his objectives. Instead of spending time on 10 tasks, focus on the 2 that will produce the highest impact. Steve Jobs once said, "Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do." That's the mindset you need to adopt if you want to get ahead. A practical way to implement this is by creating a not-to-do list. Write down all the tasks or habits that waste your time or drain your energy, then commit to cutting them out. This can be as simple as eliminating redundant meetings, reducing time on social media, or even saying no to commitments that don't align with your primary goals. The less clutter in your daily routine, the more time and energy you have for tasks that will move you forward. Remember, being productive doesn't mean doing everything. It means doing the right things. When you eliminate distractions and low-priority tasks, you're not just clearing your schedule, you're freeing up mental space to tackle the things that will truly make a difference. As Bruce Lee wisely put it, it's not the daily increase but the daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. That's how you become not just a busy person, but an effective one. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Delayed gratification is one of the most powerful principles when it comes to productivity, yet it's often overlooked in today's instant gratification culture. The concept revolves around resisting the urge for an immediate reward in favor of a more valuable reward in the future. This isn't just a theory, science backs it up. The famous marshmallow experiment, conducted by psychologist Walter Mischel, demonstrated that children who were able to delay gratification by resisting a marshmallow in exchange for 2 later on were more successful later in life, showing higher academic performance and better overall life outcomes. Ayano Koji embodies this principle. He understands that temporary discomfort can lead to long-term success. In a world full of distractions, social media, notifications, quick fixes, mastering delayed gratification sets you apart. It's about training your mind to say no to short-term temptations so you can say yes to long-term achievements. As Warren Buffett says, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. This doesn't just apply to investing, it applies to your time, energy, and focus. Neurologically, this ability is linked to a part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and impulse control. The stronger your prefrontal cortex, the easier it is to resist temptations and focus on your goals. Engaging in practices like meditation, setting long-term goals, and consciously resisting small temptations can help strengthen this part of your brain. The idea is to train your mind to think in terms of delayed rewards rather than instant pleasure. To put this principle into action, start small. When you feel the urge to check your phone during work, resist it it for just 5 more minutes. Gradually increase this time, and you'll find that you're not only able to delay gratification in minor situations, but also develop the mental toughness to stay focused on larger, more significant goals. As motivational speaker Zig Ziglar said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." Delaying gratification is a form of self-discipline that not only boosts productivity but also builds character. Another effective way to practice delayed gratification is through temptation bundling, a concept from behavioral economics. It involves pairing a task you need to do with a reward you enjoy. For example, listen to your favorite podcast only while exercising, or enjoy a treat only after completing a major task. This strategy allows you to leverage the power of delayed gratification while still experiencing some form of reward. Ultimately, mastering delayed gratification is about seeing the bigger picture and recognizing that real, meaningful success doesn't come from satisfying every whim. It comes from choosing what's important over what's easy, just like Ayanokoji does. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, "No great thing is created suddenly. The rewards are there if you're patient enough to wait for them." Focus on being productive instead of busy. The idea that multitasking increases productivity is one of the biggest myths out there. Research consistently shows that juggling multiple tasks actually hinders performance rather than enhancing it. According to a study by the University of London, switching between tasks can lower your IQ temporarily, as much as losing a night's sleep. Multitasking creates a cognitive overload that fragments your focus, making it nearly impossible to achieve deep, meaningful work. This is why Ayanokoji's approach of single tasking is so effective, immersing himself completely in one task until it's completed, then moving on to the next. When you single task, you're practicing deep work, a concept popularized by Cal Newport, which means focusing on a single demanding activity for an extended period without distractions. This allows you to get into a state of flow, a term coined by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, where you become so absorbed in the task that everything else fades away. In this state, your productivity can skyrocket, and the quality of your work significantly improves. Ayanokoji embodies this by fully engaging with the task at hand, whether it's studying, strategizing, or even relaxing. He commits to it 100%, shutting out all distractions. This principle is backed by neuroscience. The brain is designed to focus on one thing at a time. When you switch tasks, there's a switching cost that disrupts cognitive processing, which can increase error rates and slow down productivity. As Albert Einstein famously said, "Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves." The point is, divided attention leads to subpar results. By single tasking, you allow your brain to fully engage, process, and execute the task efficiently. To implement this principle, start by setting a specific time block where you focus exclusively on one task. No phone, no multitasking. The Pomodoro technique is a practical approach to single tasking. It involves working for 25-minute intervals followed by a short break. During these intervals, commit to just one task. As your ability to concentrate grows, extend these periods to 50 or even 90 minutes. This method isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter, training your mind to sustain focus without constantly being pulled in different directions. Do one thing at a time, and do that one thing as if your life depended on it, said Zen Master Shunryu Suzuki. The essence of single tasking lies in this mindset, dedicating yourself fully to what you're doing in the moment. Whether you're working on a project, learning a new skill, or even spending time with friends, give it your undivided attention. You'll find that you not only get more done, but enjoy the process more too. Ultimately, single tasking isn't just a productivity hack, it's a lifestyle shift. It's about choosing to immerse yourself in what truly matters rather than trying to do everything all at once. In a world that glorifies busyness, be like Ayanokoji, choose focus over frenzy, and let your results speak for themselves. Don't count the days. Make the days count. Most people think of productivity as squeezing more tasks into the hours of the day. But true productivity is about managing your energy, not just your time. Even if you allocate the perfect schedule, you won't get much done if you're mentally or physically drained. Ayanokoji understands that the secret to sustained high performance lies in energy management, aligning tasks with your natural energy levels for maximum efficiency. Research has shown that energy levels fluctuate throughout the day, following a natural pattern known as the ultradian rhythm. This cycle involves peaks of high energy followed by dips of lower energy every 90 to 120 minutes. Working in alignment with this rhythm can enhance focus and prevent burnout. Studies conducted at Harvard have shown that when people work in short bursts of 90 minutes, followed by a break, they are more productive and experience less mental fatigue. This is the science behind the idea that you shouldn't just manage your schedule, you should manage your energy. The principle here is to schedule demanding tasks during peak energy periods and reserve low energy times for less challenging activities. Think of it like this. Just as athletes optimize their training routines by allowing time for recovery, you can maximize your productivity by following work-rest cycles. As Tony Schwartz, author of The Power of Full Engagement, says, manage your energy, not your time. He emphasizes that energy is the fuel for performance, and when you manage it effectively, you can perform at a high level throughout the day. In practice, this means structuring your day into work intervals that mimic natural energy peaks. For example, work intensely for 60 to 90 minutes on a challenging task, then take a 10 to 15-minute break to recharge. You can use that break to stretch, meditate, or do something relaxing that restores energy. The idea isn't just to work continuously, but to optimize the quality of your work during periods of high focus, followed by deliberate recovery. As Jim Loehr, a performance psychologist, puts it, without recovery, we are left vulnerable to burnout and fatigue. Moreover, energy management also includes prioritizing sleep, exercise, and nutrition. These three components are the foundation of sustainable energy. Studies show that a lack of sleep reduces cognitive performance and makes it difficult to focus. On the other hand, has been linked to increased energy levels and reduced fatigue. Nutrition is equally crucial. What you eat can either stabilize your energy levels or cause dips and spikes that affect your ability to concentrate. Ayanokoji would remind us that it's not about pushing yourself to exhaustion. It's about maintaining consistent performance by respecting your body's natural rhythms. Rest when you're weary. Refresh and renew yourself, your body, your mind, your spirit, then get back to work, said Ralph Marston. Implementing these energy management techniques ensures you're not just productive, but also stay energized and motivated over the long term. Ultimately, energy management allows you to work smarter, not harder. By aligning your tasks with your natural energy peaks and incorporating recovery breaks, you can elevate both your productivity and your well-being. It's about mastering your energy flow, just like Ayanokoji does, to achieve more without burning out. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Many people get trapped in the pursuit of perfection, believing that every task must be flawless before it can be completed. This mindset often leads to procrastination and delays, as the fear of not reaching a perfect outcome prevents you from taking action. Ayanokoji understands that true growth and productivity come from continuously improving, not from obsessing over unattainable standards. The key is to embrace progress over perfection, aiming for consistent improvement no matter how small, instead of waiting for the perfect moment to act. The Japanese concept of Kaizen embodies this approach perfectly. Kaizen, which means change for the better, is a philosophy that focuses on continuous incremental improvement in all aspects of life. Instead of attempting a complete overhaul or aiming for instant mastery, Kaizen encourages making small, consistent changes that gradually build up to significant results. This principle is supported by psychological research, showing that breaking down big goals into smaller, manageable steps reduces feelings of overwhelm and increases the likelihood of success. As Bruce Lee famously said, the successful warrior is the average man, with laser-like focus. Rather than aiming for perfection, focus on getting a little better each day. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a habit, or working on a project, the compound effect of daily improvement will eventually yield remarkable results. This approach also shifts your mindset from a fixed mentality, where you believe your abilities are set, to a growth mindset, where you see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve. The scientific principle known as the feedback loop also supports the value of continuous improvement. This involves setting small goals, taking action, getting feedback, and then using that feedback to make adjustments. Studies in behavioral science show that people who use regular feedback to improve their performance are more likely to reach their goals than those who don't. This principle is central to Ayanokoji's approach, constantly evaluating his actions, learning from mistakes, and making adjustments to get better over time. A practical way to implement this is by setting micro goals that push you slightly out of your comfort zone each day. For instance, if your goal is to read more, start with just 10 pages a day and gradually increase the number. Or, if you want to get better at public speaking, practice giving a short 2-minute speech every day, then gradually extend the time. As legendary basketball coach John Wooden said, "It's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen." These small daily efforts may not seem significant at first, but they compound over time to produce extraordinary extraordinary outcomes. Perfection often leads to stagnation because you're too afraid to take the next step unless it's flawless. By focusing on continuous improvement, you give yourself the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them, making the process more dynamic and less stressful. Remember, excellence is the result of refining your skills and habits daily. As Henry Ford wisely noted, nothing is particularly hard if you divide it into small jobs. In the end, productivity isn't about being perfect, it's about making progress. By continuously improving, you'll not only become more efficient but also more resilient and adaptable. Like Ayanokoji, embrace the mindset of lifelong learning and constant growth, and you'll find yourself getting closer to your goals, step by step, day by day. So there you have it. 5 productivity principles that truly work, inspired by Ayano Koji's approach. Remember, it's not about trying to change your life overnight, but about adopting small, impactful habits that lead to significant results over time. The key is to stay consistent, embrace the process, and focus on getting just a little better each day. As Ayano Koji would demonstrate, real strength lies in mastering the fundamentals and refining them continuously. Whether it's prioritizing tasks, managing energy, single tasking, or committing to lifelong improvement, these principles can transform the way you approach your goals. Start implementing them one step at a time and watch your productivity soar. Remember, perfection isn't the goal, progress is. And as you continue to grow, you'll realize that the path to success is not a sprint, but a marathon, and every step counts. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with a friend who could use a productivity boost, and subscribe for more Ayano Koji inspired wisdom. Let's make progress together, one day at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.